Okay, everyone, this is exciting. I am recording the first podcast of MNP with one of the members of MNP in this series. And this is a series where I am talking to those participants of Master Networker program who have gone into the X Club. Now, X Clubs are where people receive a certain ROI on the investment that they made in the program. And today, my conversation is with Nitin Goel. Hi, Nitin, how are you doing?
Hi, Paritosh. I'm good. How are you?
Great. Super awesome to have you on the first podcast conversation, Nitin. Starting with you.
And thank you, Paritosh, for inviting me for this first podcast. And it's
My
even
pleasure.
my first podcast.
Both of us first. That's awesome.
And
all right.
Being a coach for me on every step.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My pleasure. 100%. Now, guys, those of you who are listening into this is going to be a short podcast under 10 minutes. That's going to be our goal with every podcast. Okay. Now, I want to introduce Nitin to you. In case you did not know Nitin before, right? Let's get to know Nitin a little bit. Nitin is in the business of spices and dry fruits, right? That's okay. This is where things start to get interesting. He's third generation into this business. This business and his family started in 1950s, right? That was 31 years before I was born. This is nuts. This is nuts, okay? Nitin personally has done his master's from UK, and he's come back to take on the family legacy, build up the business, take it to new heights. He imports a lot of stuff in the spices and dry fruit business and then sells it across the countries, right? Today, he is importing his materials from more than 10 countries. That's pretty amazing, Nitin, right? And I also know this in 2018, somewhere around 2018, you started your own brand called Everpick, which you sell online, offline, both today.
Yes.
Right? And if I've gotten the data right, then you have more than 800 offline customers and more than 5,000 customers you have served through online platforms, Amazon and other e-commerce platforms.
Perfect.
Right? That's pretty amazing. Wow. Okay, cool. Now, Nitin, one very simple conversation. The only conversation that I want to have with you is that in 1.5 year time, from the moment you joined the Master Networker program, somewhere around 1.5 years down the line, you end up getting a 100x certificate.
Yeah.
Right. My guess is that it was approximately a year. It took us 6 months to figure out. You were sitting in some confusion. Ye kya hota hai, wo kya tha, right? And I wasn't sure. So somewhere probably around in under 1 year, you achieved a 100x return on the investment you made in the program. What helped you do this? And the reason I'm super interested in this, Nitin, is that yours is not a typical service business. It's not an organized industry, right? In this industry, you've done this. This is amazing. So walk me through and walk people who are listening to this podcast right now, right? What is that helped you achieve this? Over to you.
Okay. So the question is how I achieved 100x.
Yes.
So beside being in the food industry 10 years, I have experience of 10 years, but I had no idea when I started Everpick in 2018. I had no idea of retail, customer building, customer relationship, because earlier we was dealing with the big major companies. That was 20-25 companies maximum. And as you mentioned, now we are dealing with more than 800 customer offline, 5,000 customer online. So like it was a new thing for me. And I was like, I need to do something. I don't know it. So I need to build it. So where something happened to me and I joined MNP, Master Network Program. So I still remember that when I was having a one-to-one with you for the first time, you told me, Nitin, about this course, I don't know whether you will be apply all the exercises or not, but at least 1 or 2 exercises will work for you and it will take you somewhere. I still remember that thing.
Yeah.
So, and that was the thing which took me and made a confidence to join this course.
Right.
So I did the course, I completed, and that was a wonderful journey. And I have learned so many exercises. But there was some, I want to point out some exercises like 10M, which wonderfully worked for me. It always sorted me my day. I take it up 1 hour and then whole day I'm free. Then I go on for my business development and all. So that exercise worked for me tremendously, excellently. Then one exercise, customer metrics. that
Yeah.
how you track your customers, from where your business is coming. So I was not aware about it because I was doing a Lala kind of a business. I have learned that from my dad. But in addition to that, what's new techniques and all that I have learned from this course, and I have applied this in my business. So that worked for me excellently. And I can say, while doing MNP course, I remember one quote we discussed: our network is our net worth.
Yes.
From there onwards, I start working on my network. I have learned that it's more important what you do after the meeting rather than what in between the meeting. That how you follow ups with them, how you set your one-to-ones with them. So I have learned this and I have applied it, and I got excellent results. Obviously, to achieve 100x, I know how many one-to-ones I have to do, and obviously it takes time, and
Right.
family need to understand, they have to support you.
Yeah.
So everything happened like that. It's not too difficult. I don't say it's very difficult. I remember I'm a big fan of Sandeep Maheshwari also. So
Right.
Asan hai. His quote is Asan hai. So once you have it, this thing in mind, so everything goes like that. Asan hai. And then I got you, Paritosh. You helped me a lot, and on every step, and you made me realize there are still nice people are there in the world.
Yeah.
And a perfect
Yes.
example is GIVC meetings. That
Yes.
without any interest, go help people, and it comes back to you from that same person or not. That doesn't apply, but it will comes back to you. It's a universe working for you. So that's all about that, how I achieved 100x.
All right, cool. So I'm seeing a very interesting pattern here, Nitin. Let me decode this, okay? Number one, you were consistent with the 10M tool,
Yes.
right? Now, this is very important. We always talk about this. Listen to this, guys. System is where the success lies. The job of strategy is to help you create success. The job of system is to help you replicate it. Now, the first thing Nitin came and said that he's been using 10M, right? 10M is a system. It's a system to give you your day in control. It is to make you the owner of your day. Most of the time, our days own us. But out here, Nitin owns his day, right? Because of 10M. Now, using it consistently. Okay, that's one. Customer matrix. That's the second thing you said, Nitin.
Yes.
Focusing on the customers, building customer relationships. And then, very interesting thing, I'm actually inspired by the fact that you remember this, Nitin, that success comes from what you do after. Right? This is very, very interesting. Now, guys, I want to share this with you. Some of you who probably are listening to this podcast right now are new to this. If you've done this program more than a year or 2 years ago, from today, then you've not heard me say this. These days I talk about this. The success comes from what you do after. You can meet anyone at a networking event, but if you don't stay in touch, if you don't follow up, if you don't follow through, nothing is going to happen, right? So Nitin, you've kept that in mind. This is absolutely inspiring, right? Success takes time. You've been okay with that, right? You also said that you had to balance your family priorities. And I know that because you and I've had several conversations around that, right? So this is so interesting, Nitin. In your journey, you're trying to grow. And one would think that it is so simple that if a family member is trying to go, others would be willing to support, etc. But priorities work in a completely different way. Everybody has their own priorities. Everybody has their own definition of success. And you've wonderfully balanced both out. I know you have struggled. I know that. Okay, but you've wonderfully done that. So a big kudos on that, right? I love the reference of Sandeep Maheshwari, right? Asan hai, it's easy, right? So reprogramming the brain, the barriers, the belief system, right? The more that you keep telling yourself asan hai, asan hai, asan hai, asan hai, the easier it becomes, right? I love this. Okay, this is absolutely inspiring. And then the final point that you said right now about karma, you go do GIVC meetings, you do for other people, right? And it comes back to you, whether it comes back to you from the same person or someone else. Absolutely amazing, right? Now, Nitin, we've got a little over a minute left. Now, let's say somebody who's listening to this right now is someone who's new, who's right now joined the program. What message would you give to that person?
I've learned that you need a coach in your life. who gives the direction. So always, it's not about a coach can be a coach only. It can be a father also, or any of your family member, but you need a coach. So get a coach जिस पे आपको to whom you can believe, to whom you can trust, and what, and you have to follow them, blindly follow them, what I believe. If you keep questioning them, it means you don't trust them. Whatever they say, follow them and see the results. It will show. So before meeting Paritosh, I discussed this thing many times that I was not too much into coach thing, that they are all something like that. Even I was listening to a YouTube video yesterday only. It was about coach, that maximum all the coaches are here to make money only and everything. But oh, I, blessed to God, it never happened to me till the day.
Awesome. 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 All right, cool. So your advice is success is an implementation, right? If you're in, might as well be 100% in.
Yes, for sure.
Cool. And I've seen this, Nitin. You know, it's true that no participant of MNP implements everything, but the some things that you implement, when you do those well, amazing results come. So this is absolutely amazing, Nitin, and that's our cue on time. We're nearing the 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to close this up, but super amazing. I'm looking forward to doing this another interview with you now when you hit 500x.
Oh, that will be not before next, maybe before next year only.
Wow.
Yes.
That is amazing. All right, cool. So one more interview coming up next year. Awesome, Nitin. Thank you so much for joining in today. This is brilliant.